Hello and welcome back again to River Valley Farm. Welcome to part 2 of the O2 F250 7.3 won't start when it's hot issue. I finally got my poor old broken index finger and thumb down in behind this valve cover to get this bolt right here that was back against the firewall. It was a good time. My hand still hurts. Anyway, we got it. If you have big hands and big fingers anyway, it's not really a good idea to break this knuckle. But I did it once. Matter of fact, I think I did it twice. But anyway, it's there. It still works most of the time. So, I've pulled out all of my necessary plugs here. I had one in the turbo, one over there on the actual intake to the engine. I've made up my mind that we're just going to start this thing up and let it sit and idle, and we will check and see if we have any seeps around the injectors. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show that, but we'll see what we can do. First, I'm going to give you I'm sure I've done this before on my OBS 7.3, but we're going to do it again since we're in here and we can see the things. So, this is your injector. This is your injector solenoid connector. This is your oil rail right here with your ICP sensor in the head. Okay, so your high pressure oil is going to be your top rail in the head that supplies oil to the injectors. Okay, so then you've got another rail underneath of that supplies fuel to your injector, and then yay for this one, there is yet your coolant passage underneath of that, which is where the dreaded injector cups come in at to seal coolant out of the fuel and fuel out of the coolant, and so on and so forth like that. I've never had to do that on these, but I had to do it on 3116 cats, 3126 cats, and 3176 cat engines. I had to replace injector cups in those, and oh, is it ever a good time. Anyway, so we have the little oil deflector here. When you have a correctly working, or your injectors are working correctly, you should see a little squirt come out of this when the injector fires on each of them. These are technically dual shot injectors, so you should see 2 squirts, but anyway, we'll get around to that. So that's a rough idea of how this is supposed to work. What we're going to be looking for today, because this one's not missing in any way, shape, or form, we're going to be looking to see if we have any oil coming around anywhere it's not supposed to be, i.e. up around the injector body itself, and which is, I'm not going to be able to actually video that, but you can get the picture. This is your injector hold down here, and is this one, let's see, again on the OBS trucks, yes, they have 2 bolt hold downs. Okay, OBS is what I'm more familiar with because of my 95 that I did the cross country video with. But anyway, that's the idea. We're going to look and see if we see any oil coming out anywhere that it's not technically supposed to. Like I said, up around the injector body and what have you. So let me fire this thing up, and I will have a look around, and I'll get back to you if I think I can show it to you. Alright guys, situation normal as best as I can see. There's nothing that looks to be coming up and around the injector bodies. All I can tell is everything looks pretty normal. Of course, it's not warm. But anyway, come around here to the other side, and still oil shooting out of the deflectors like it should be. Everything's happy as best as I can tell. That kind of really sucks, because yeah. Such being the case, it's sadly enough about time to start throwing parts at the old girl. I don't like doing that, but sometimes that's your only option. So yeah. Again, I don't like doing that, but I think we're going to start with an IPR valve, just because that's the easiest thing to get to. It's by far not the cheapest part in the system. The cheapest part is going to be injector O-rings, but you know, let's face it, we're at 206,000 miles on this truck now, so we're in the, you know, actually we're right at the time when we need to consider replacing or rebuilding the injectors that we have. So yeah. Anyway, I think the injector rebuild kits are relatively cheap, but I don't know, you know, I haven't personally used them, so I don't know what the what they're gonna cost. Or not what they cost. I know what they cost. It's $165 to do all 8 injectors. You replace all the poppets and O-rings and springs and what have you. So that's cheap enough. Only thing is I don't know the reliability of them after that. So yeah, we're gonna do, like I said, probably gonna throw an IPR valve at it, see if that does anything for it, and then go from there. This thing pretty well has to run. I've got a 95 that's also down. I'm pretty sure that one needs a driver module, injector driver module, which is easy to see on the 95, but not so much on this one. So anyway, we'll leave that alone for now. Hey, noisy kid. Hush. Okay. And so yeah, it's like I said, it's $165. One time they offered a tool to do them, that you could clamp them in a vise with and rebuild them, but I don't know if they still do or not. That tool was from it's 406 Injectors is who that was from. So for let's see, I think it was $80 for the tool, if I remember right. This was back last year when I looked at the end of this. But anyway, it was 80 bucks then. 80 bucks for the tool. I did price the kits the other day. It was $165 to rebuild the stock injectors back to stock. You can go more expensive, but I really don't want to do that. And yeah, so anyway, we're gonna have to do some digging, find an IPR valve, get it ordered, get it here. If you go to a parts store to buy one, which I may, they are cheaper than buying a Motorcraft one, supposedly notoriously unreliable. I don't know, I put one in my 95, it ran good for a long time, and it was about half the cost, and still $212. But anyway, probably going to go that route. If you, so yeah, back to my point. If you go to a parts store to get an IPR valve, it is called a fuel pressure regulator, even though that is absolutely not what it is. So yeah, at least I have a half reasonable plan. Not real happy with it, guys, but that's what we got to deal with. So time for me to go order parts. Time for this little guy to he probably wants a snack by now. And yeah, time for me to go look up and order parts and cover this engine back up and hope that we can get something going on it here soon, because I'm getting really sick of driving a gas Dodge. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe for more. And we'll get back for round 3.